I honestly had no plans whatsoever to cover Medalist on an episode by episode basis, but after watching episode 4, I had to immediately stop what I'm doing, turn on the camera, and talk about it. This episode just absolutely wrecked me so many times. I got teared up twice. There's just all that emotional buildup. The performance itself was fantastic. All the while, yes, having some really, really impactful character growth throughout this episode. Not just for Inori, but yes, obviously her mother. And I knew this was coming. I knew we were going to have a moment with the mother really kind of realizing what she's doing. And I honestly didn't fault her mother. I think her mother comes from a good place. She wants to protect her daughter. Something really bad happened to her other daughter, and she doesn't want the same thing to happen to Inori. But again, obviously here with this episode, we're seeing what actually encouraged Inori to become, a skater, and that was her sister. She thought that her sister's moves and everything was beautiful, and it inspired her to go in there, which I love the fact that they actually had that happen again with Inori inspiring somebody else. But just, I knew that there was a lot of fear in the mother, but I honestly didn't know that it was that deep. And the idea of really getting into the fact that, yes, she and her husband obviously having to work all the time. She felt like she was constantly holding her daughter back. Yes, she even had her own fears about her daughter having failures that was really compounding upon her. And then right here realizing, I should have seen this. I should have been supporting you more. I'm sorry I let you do that alone. You were working so hard. I didn't see that. And finally, now I'm here to say, I will support you. You found something that you enjoy. I didn't want you to fail at something else. I think that was the big key thing there. I didn't want to see her fail this one thing that she had. She doesn't have anything else. She's bad at grades. She's struggling, all this other stuff. But here she has something, and I don't want that to fail too, because she might break. That one last thing that she has that will, if she loses, will make her nothing. And it's like, ugh, the mother crying, and I'm like, oh, got me crying too. Stop it. Stop it. The sister there too. The sister's alive. I was actually surprised to see that the sister was actually alive. Open up the episode, she just shows up, and I'm like, oh, so the sister didn't die. I had a weird theory that when the sister broke her ankle or fell when she was doing figure skating, she literally just died. I don't know, like broke an Achilles tendon and just like an artery or something. I'm like, where's this girl at? She apparently is in Canada and she's modeling over there. Okay, that's a new one. A new transfer sister that went to Canada to be modeling and go to school. There you go. I don't know. But no, I love her being there because, yeah, it's like whole aspect of like, oh, this is nostalgic. She's supporting her sister. Despite the fact that this is the thing that kind of brought her pain back in the day. Again, I think a lot of it is compounded by the mother. I think the sister's doing just fine. Like back here, the sister did this thing. She failed. She hurt herself. And yes, to the mother's words, she lost all this time that she spent trying to perfect that. It feels like it's all a waste. But guess what, Mom? She went off and did something else. She's still alive. She's still doing things. She moved on with her life and she has a new future that she's building into. This is my whole argument, which again, I understood the mother. My whole argument and struggle with her is that you can't protect them from everything. Let them go. Even if, again, like I mentioned back then when I did my first impressions, if she goes off and becomes an artist, guess what? She can get in a traffic accident, lose her hand, and then guess what? Years wasted. Like you can't protect them from everything. And instead, nurture them so that they succeed in that. That's the world to them. It's so great. To that whole statement there, I think Tsukasa's words was the other point that I got emotional with this episode. Yes, obviously him there in the entire time trying to support her, and again trying to give the mother good words, is fighting to kind of convince the mother, and then having to have Inori step in there and kind of give her peace. But I think after that, after she kind of stands up and says that, Inori's still nervous. Give me the things that I can grab onto. I need to grab onto these things. Grab onto those little things. I love the statement that he made there. He says, don't be afraid of falling. Just get back up like it never happened. You don't have to be good at the competition. I won't be upset. If you mess up the whole thing, we'll start over from square one. I like that idea of like, okay, go out there, and if you mess up, I won't be mad. I want to be clear to you. I know that you have all this pressure upon you and you don't want to fail at this one thing that you're good at. I won't be mad. I'll be right here if you succeed or if you fail. I'll be right here. If you fail, come back over here. We'll start over from square one. It's fine. We'll just start over. I think, again, that's that obvious fear that Inori keeps and constantly has, and it's technically something that Tsukasa himself had, is the idea that if they don't progress fast enough, it's going to be too late. And so she's, again, like with the whole thing with Hikaru, I got to catch up. I got to catch up. She's so far ahead of me, and I can't not be this slow at this. I have to go faster. It's super, Super good stuff. His words right there. Here, I'm here to help you no matter what. I'm here. I mean, like I said, just seeing him just pep talking her like that, I'm like, oh gosh, it's hitting me in the face. Oh man, there's onions being peeled everywhere. But yeah, the actual performance that she did, holy crap, dude. Visually, it's fantastic. I think the choreography itself is fantastic. It does have that kind of framiness to it that was still kind of bugging me that they do with CGI, but the performance itself is fantastic. Her falling, and she gets up, and she has that smile on her face. I kind of got a sense of that was going to be her thing. I think they kind of alluded to that before. Maybe it was the OP or something like that. They alluded that to before. This girl obviously has like that priceless smile. Like this girl has a smile. I mean, we got that impression from the first episode when she walks in that door to go see, Tsukasa, to get ready to go train. She had that beaming smile, and he's like, "Holy crap, there's a smile." She has a smile, and so yes, when she falls, she immediately gets up and beams that smile, and it just captivates everybody. I think that's really what's going to be her thing. I get a sense from this episode that's going to be her thing, that no matter when she falls, she gets back up. Every move that she makes, she beams that smile, and it captures people. A girl has a smile. A smile that you just want to throw all the points possible at her. You win, take the gold. Here you go, you have it. Because, I mean, the girl fell, and she still got first place. I think it's because of smile. No. Well, it obviously indicated the fact that she was doing a lot of crazy stuff that was giving her extra points. And then obviously the final part, which I've never heard before, broken legs take sit spin. I think I've seen it before, but I don't know terminology for figure skating. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And that was the interesting thing. When she did the leg spin, obviously, again, Tsukasa was shocked by it. He's like, she's going too fast. She's going way too fast. Okay, she's doing something I didn't teach her. Well, his old partner's like, wait, I didn't know you taught that to her. I didn't. It gets into, yeah, apparently when they weren't looking, Inori was training to actually do this. So she knew that she couldn't just rely on everybody else. She needed to do her own work. So she was on her own, was training herself in this thing, which is kind of interesting and counter to what Miike said. Counter to her pushing away from Miike, because Miike was wanting her to not rely on adults. Don't listen to them. I train by myself, and I'm doing just fine. And Inori pushed back and said, no, I need them. I need Tsukasa because I can't. I tried to do this on my own, and I failed. And now Tsukasa's helping me. Which, yes, we know. She's been training by her own this entire time until she met Tsukasa, and now Tsukasa is pushing her forward. She needs Tsukasa. So, having this whole moment where she pushes away from Miike, you would assume that she's always training under Tsukasa. But no, she learned this move on her own. So that does kind of make me believe that she could possibly use that. That could be something that will play into Miike. Because I like Miike. She's a spitfire and everything. I liked her episode. But her whole thing is the fact that she doesn't like that Inori relies on adults. She wants her to focus on her. Let's go do this by ourselves. We don't need adults. Don't trust adults. And then Inori pushing back against that really does lead me to believe that in order for Inori and Miike to kind of mend their relationship is that Miike needs to lose. But I think there's a good chance that Miike could end up beating Inori in this competition, and yet it still turns into a thing where Inori thanks Miike for telling her that because she learned this on her own because of what she said. I don't think that'll probably be the case because they only just recently met each other, and I would assume that Inori's been training that for a while now. But I think in the end, I think she's going to end up possibly beating Miike, because I don't know how they can become friends again unless Miike has basically her face pushed in the mud, because she believes she's got to beat Inori in order to, teach Inori a lesson that she did everything on her own, and Inori's relying on adults, and that's leading her down the wrong way. I don't know. It can turn into something else. It could turn into, I don't know if they'll have a tie or anything like that, but I'm not really sure that Miike, if Miike wins, I think that just proves what she claimed, and nothing really gets learned there. I think Inori has to teach Miike a lesson. Anyways, I do like her character. Miike's a little spitfire. It's just energy. That girl's got energy. I just love when they first met. She's immediately like, oh, she's cute. Just takes her over there and start eating cake with her. Oh, you're friends. Oh, I have a friend now. It's like all she did was smile at Miike. Miike's like, you're my friend now. Let's eat cake together. Let's go together to places we can. She reminds me a lot like an Edis character. She's got the little spitfireness to her. I like her character. So did I miss anything in this episode? Holy crap, this episode was incredible. The music was fantastic. The actual figure skating was fantastic. The emotion was fantastic. The mother's change and how she views Inori was fantastic. Inori's words to her mother before she went out there. Oh, what an absolute gut punch. Because she didn't want to say anything, and she was afraid Tsukasa didn't have the words for her. Like, Tsukasa couldn't even defend her. And then having that girl just walk up at the kid out of nowhere walking up and seeing her and like, oh, she's so pretty. I want to be a figure skater too. I'm like, holy crap. She's doing what her sister did to her. She's inspiring somebody. See, and again, later on to see her up in the crowd later on, just like clapping for her. I'm like, holy crap, she got to do what her sister did to her. But no, her walking up and basically saying, this is the one thing that I want to do. I want to prove to you that I'm not useless. I want to prove to you that I can do something. I want to prove to you that this is something that I want to do. It's so good. I want to be somebody you can be proud of. But I do like the fact that, yes, obviously Inori does understand what her mother's going through in the end, which is nice as well. But no, at the end, mother come up there and saying that she'll support her. She wants to become a medalist. Everybody's shocked. The mother's like, I'm going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We'll do anything to support your dreams. Such a good episode. Like I said before, when I finish this episode, I'm like, I gotta talk. I gotta talk about this. I'm messaging people like, holy crap, they nailed it. They absolutely nailed it. Has me super excited for the coming episodes. But anyhow, I just want to get on here and gush about it. Hope you guys enjoy this video. I don't know how well my first impression video did, if anybody actually cared about the show, but I'm loving it. I'm really, really loving it. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoy this video. If you did, hit the like button down below. If you like this content, you want to support channel more, I have links in the description below. Greatly appreciate it. But until next time, y'all take care.